What's going on, guys? I'm Django Jax. You're watching DeFi Django YouTube channel. And today's video is going to be kind of casual. I just kind of thought I'd talk about what I'm mining. I want to put out more content, okay? I thought I would just experiment with throwing the camera up because I'm like struggling to make like one video a week. So I think if I can just throw the camera up and just start talking casually, I think I might be able to put out more content. So hopefully you guys like this. But yeah, like the title says, I just want to talk about what I'm mining and what I've been mining for the past, since the merge, I guess I would say. So I've been kind of a lazy miner my entire mining career, okay? I pretty much have only mined ETH. And I think when Ravencoin came out in 2018, I mined that for like 2 weeks. And then since then, I've only mined Ethereum for like the last 4 years. So yeah, I know. I wish I would have mined other stuff. Honestly, kind of a big mistake. I wish I would have looked at a lot of projects sooner. But it's all right. I mean, I'm getting into all that stuff now. But pretty much when the merge happened, I tested a bunch of algorithms. And Ergo, I basically been mining Ergo since the merge all the way until January. And because Ergo just was really like a set it and forget it, on 2 miners just converting to Bitcoin. And I had a bunch of rigs just straight up mining Ergo to my Ergo wallet. So I kind of like half and half. The 170HX cards have pretty much been on Ergo the entire time. They're still mining Ergo now because they mine Ergo so much better than any of the other algorithms. I mean, the 170HX card mines, like on Flux, for example, mines it the exact same as a 3070. Crazy, like it doesn't like most algorithms. In fact, Ergo is the only algorithm that it's ever liked besides like ethash and ETC hash. It does the same, but even with mining Ethereum Classic like 3 times better than a 3070, it makes more money mining Ergo than it does Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic's like 10% less, but it hasn't come up ever. Like Ergo has pretty much always been on top of that. I am working on filming a 170HX card video where I'm going to test it on every single algorithm, and I'll make a whole video on it. So I'll talk about that in one of those videos. But since like 2 weeks into January, that's when I really started experimenting and mining a lot of different things. I didn't really do much in November, December, just because the data center was off and I had a lot of stuff going on. It was Christmas, holidays, a lot of family things and so I just wasn't really caring about what they were mining. But now that the new year is here and I've been really focusing on mining and just really getting back out there and making better videos, I think like the second week in January, it's like January 15th, I started mining Flux. And because I started doing my deep dive into the project, because I never had looked into it before. So I didn't know anything about it. In fact, when I first started mining it, I thought it sucked because I was mining on 2 miners and I wasn't getting what I was supposed to be getting paid, because of the parallel assets. I didn't know anything about it. I was mining parallel 2 miners, and what to mine says I should be making like $60 a month, and I was only making like $30 a month, and I'm like, are you kidding me? But it was because I didn't do my deep dive in the project, so I never mined it before. I wish I did. I wish I had been mining it from the beginning, but that was just on me for not doing my research. So I started mining it when the price started coming up, and so started mining it, and then like a week, like 2.5 weeks later, the halving was happening. I was like, I couldn't believe it. So it's like a bittersweet moment because I mean, halvings are great and they're totally necessary. It just sucked because it was like finally starting to get profitable. I finally wanted to accumulate it. I know a lot of other crypto tubers love Flux, and now I'm one of them. But yeah, so I'm definitely accumulating Flux right now. It's one of my favorite projects. So yeah, but then once the halving happened, I stopped mining it. Maybe like 2 or 3 days before or after the halving. It took me a while because I still wanted it, but then I switched everything back over to I think over to Conflux actually, because during this whole time while I was mining this, right, I have like 3 rigs that are just test mining stuff. So I had started mining Conflux on 1 rig in early January, and the reason I started mining it is because it's always been at the top of what to mine for profitability for me. So when I look on what to mine, I always put the electric rate to 0 cents because all my electric stuff is flat rate, right? So data center, doesn't matter about the watts. I only pay $100, so I don't care how many watts I'm using. I care that it's making more than $100. And then at my mining room here, they pay 4 cents for their rigs, but my rigs that are in there, I don't pay anything, so it's free. So 0 cents, I've always looked at 0 cents and just factored, if I am factoring electricity, I'll factor in after. But I know I'm lucky on that, so that's kind of why I'm not trying to like, you know, brag about it or anything. I just don't talk about what I'm mining because I know that a lot of you guys have high electricity rates or 10, 15 cent range. And so what I'm mining is not profitable for you, you know? So I know that's what happened with Conflux, is that I found it early on just because it was really profitable for me. It's always been like top 3. And so I threw a rig on it so I could test out the algorithm, Octopus, you know, and I is all right. You know, I throw a rig on there. I had no idea it was going to pump up. Okay. I didn't like look at charts and was like a genius, like, oh, I'm mining right before the pump. I just started mining it and it just happened to pump. And that was really good because I think that one rig, I mined it for at least a month, and that one rig ended up making $400 for the month, and I sold early. I sold at 15 cents. Okay. And it went all the way up to 30 cents. So I could have made like $800 off one 8-card 3070 rig. That's like pre-merge profits. Like that was crazy. So if you can mine something, like spec mine something and it goes away, that's kind of like, that was my first time ever spec mining something and really paying off. And it was a total gamble just because I do that. So I have a bunch of rigs testing a bunch of stuff like that. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so right after the Flux halving, I switched a lot of the rigs, almost everything over to mine Conflux, you know, 170HX excluded because they don't mine anything other than Ergo. I switched everything, and I was only on Conflux for like 2 or 3 days because everybody hopped onto it at that point. It brought the profitability way down. It was profitable for me to mine, you know, freaking Ergo and stuff again. So I didn't last long, and I've sold all my Conflux. I was really only mining it because it was the most profitable thing to do. And I mean, you really should be, because it's like, if you think about it, mining is like a business, right? So I have all these computers, and whoever's gonna pay me the most is where I'll loan my computer, because that's what's happening. These projects are paying miners to support their network. So I'm just going to sell my stuff to the highest bidder, as long as it's stable and, you know, I can easily exchange it. And you know, I obviously would like to mine what I want to hold. It would be better because then I don't have to do exchanges. I'm doing all this stuff. So it's like, if the profitability is close, I'll mine what I want to mine over some speculative project that I don't know anything about. But yeah, so I sold all my Conflux and I was out of it prematurely, but I mean, I had no idea it was going to go that high. But then, yeah, so right after that, I moved everything over to Ergo again. And then that's when I started experimenting dual mining. And I've never dual mined before, and man, I freaking love it. I've been dual mining Ergo and Kaspa, and that's what I'm currently mining right now. Like 90% of my entire farm is on Ergo and Kaspa, and it has been for like 2 weeks. So, well, I don't know, week and a half maybe. Sorry, I don't know. My timeline is all jumbled up. But I know that Kaspa has pumped up majorly recently, so I know there's gonna be a ton of Kaspa videos coming out. But I definitely, the first time I ever heard of Kaspa was back in August. You know, Son of a Tech mentioned it. I didn't do any research into it, anything like that, but I have been doing research into it recently, and I am loving the project. So now I am definitely accumulating a lot of Kaspa. And the crazy thing is that the 170HX cards can dual mine Ergo and Kaspa, and it's crazy good. So like when I say everything is mining Ergo and Kaspa, everything is mining Ergo and Kaspa. Except the 3 rigs, my 3 test rigs. And my test rigs are just, I'm experimenting. So like I got this one right here. It's just a heater in my garage, so I don't really care about what it's mining. But I'm testing like a lot of smaller coins like Nexa, Dynex, Cortex, Alphium, that just barely pumped up, so I'm experimenting with that. There's other ones like Row, and there's a bunch, like that's what these free rigs are here for. Like I'll mine it for a couple weeks, I'll see how stable it is. I'll just, you know, and I'll get my group configs made, and I'll get my overclocks dialed. So if the profitability does jump up on those, I can switch the whole farm over pretty easily. I mean, I had some rigs mining Grin for a while. I'm still working on that one. I actually kind of like Grin, but I can't, it's not very stable for me on I can't get it to run stably on my rigs. And so I'm still working on dialing that in. I know I can get it to work. but I wish I could mine that better. I need to test other miners on it too, because I had a hard time getting dual mining to work, because freaking the 170 HX cards like hate they hate T-Rex. Even on like mining Ergo or Ethereum, they didn't like T-Rex, which was, I like T-Rex, but those cards don't like it for some reason. They work on it sometimes, and sometimes they don't. So I had to switch. I had to experiment with other miners. So that's pretty much what I'm mining now. A couple test speculative things, and then which is really just for future stuff if they pump, and then everything's mining Ergo and Kaspa. And I am selling all my Ergo that I mine into Flux, and then I'm keeping all the Kaspa. I want to accumulate those two coins, because like I said, I just started mining them in January, so I don't have that much, and I would like to have some of that. So that's kind of why I'm accumulating those. So that's pretty much what I'm getting. And I don't usually switch my farm over. I know, we'll see what happens with Kaspa. I know the hash rate will probably start increasing because of the profitability jump, which sucks because I know everyone likes to jump to the coins. But I mean, it makes sense. It's going to happen for a while until something is consistently profitable. Then things won't switch as much. But yeah, so I don't. So right now, like if I was just mining Ergo, a 3070 rig would be making like $2.20 a day. Yeah, 220 cents a day. And that's kind of what Flux is at right now. But with dual mining, I'm making about $3 a day per rig. And so it's almost profitable at the data center. But these changes. This might be completely different by the time you watch this video. But yeah, so I don't really change my profitability unless it goes up by like 30 to 50 cents per rig, right? So right now I'm making like $3 a day. It's like some other coin would have to be making like $3.50 a day in order for me to switch like my farm to it, just because otherwise it's not worth it. But it's like 50 cents a day per rig, and I got like 14 rigs running. That would equate out to like $7 more a day, which equals like $200 more a month. So at that point, it's worth it. I usually don't switch if something's like 15 cents higher a day per rig, because that's only like $2 or $3 more. It's not worth the hassle to switch. I will test it on my test rigs if I haven't ever mined it before, but that's kind of what I've been doing, is just kind of testing different stuff. One of the things I really want to work on testing is triple mining. I haven't done it with ZIL, and I want to try mining ETH with Alphium. I know you can dual mine that. I think the 170 HX cards might be really good on that. That's what I'm going to test. But that's what I'm mining. So I know that I have like weird, electric situation. So I know whatever I'm mining might not be profitable for you guys, but I just wanted to let you guys know. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. And I am working on this experiment because I've been testing Kaspa mining on Wooly Pooly versus Hero miners. And so that'll come out Sunday, because I think Wooly Pooly is like taking they're not paying me what I should get paid. So I'm running this week-long experiment to see. That video will come out Sunday. I don't want to talk too much about it. But yeah, that's the video, guys. So please like the video, because if this video does good, I'll try and make more just, throw up the camera and talk videos. I don't know if you guys want to see more content, or if there's enough crypto content out there that you can just handle one video a week. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.